Hello, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of VentsPlusSports.com. This is your host, Terrell Cool Beans Davis, along with my co-host, Mr. James Miller.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing this midweek here in West Virginia? It is a very cold day
It is.
here in December. A little bit unusual for this time of year to be this cold. Usually it's later in the month, but here we are. But before we get in this episode, we'll let Cool Beans do a shout out to our listeners.
Yes, we'd like to thank those that always come and watch our lives. We thank you for giving us your undivided attention. Also, those that'll come back and watch the replay. This one today is another one of our audio shows. So we thank all the cities that's out there listening to us, like San Jose, California, Boardman, Oregon, got Ashburn, Virginia, Grinzek Weiland, Germany, Brussels, Belgium, Falkenstein, Germany. And this time we had DC and we had Los Angeles, California. Thank y'all for listening.
Yes, thank y'all for tuning in and listening to us. We appreciate everyone that does. We'll just get right ahead and dive right in, I guess, to hockey there, Cool Beans.
Cool beans.
I'll go over some scores from last night. You had the Red Wings and the Bruins. The Bruins beat the Red Wings 3-2 in Boston. You had the Avalanche and Sabres. Avalanche took that one 5-4. The Islanders played the Canadians. Canadians won 2-1. The Penguins beat the Panthers in Pittsburgh 5-4. The Sharks beat the Capitals 2-1. The Kraken, that's my team, the Kraken. I like that. Kraken. Beat the Hurricanes 4-2. The Canucks and the Wild played. The Wild went on top right there, 3-2. The Blues beat the Jets 4-1. It was the Flames over the Blue Jackets 3-0, and the Golden Knights topped off the Oilers 1-0. That's the scores of last night in the NHL. And let's see what news we got going on. If there's any uh, Stars, Saguan out 4 to 6 months for hip surgery. That's about only one of the biggest things. It says right here the NHL finds the Oilers Skinner for $2,000 for embellishment. I think it's what it says. It's abbreviated there, and then Capitals Ovechkin. He's the one that's chasing the. I think he's the one that's chasing Gretzky's record. He skates in the rehab of his broken leg.
Ooh.
So that's about it as far as the news goes. Well, let's do this right here. Just hit a couple. Run down through some standings a little bit. It's been about a week, I guess, since we touched it up. We'll just run down the couple top 2 or 3 teams of each conference. You've got
Okay.
in the Eastern Conference, in the Atlantic, you got the Maple Leafs. They're still on top at 15-7-2, followed up by the Florida Panthers at 15-9-2, and the Boston Bruins 13-11-3. That is in the Atlantic. And then you go to the Metropolitan. You've got the Capitals 17-6-2, the New Jersey Devils 17-9-2, and then Carolina Hurricanes at 16-8-1. Going on down to the Western Conference in the Central, you've got the Wild. They're 17-4-4, and then you got the Winnipeg Jets as 18-8-0, and Dallas Stars 16-8-0. And getting down to the Pacific, the first 2 or 3 in that division, you got the Golden Knights 16-7-3, the Los Angeles Kings 14-8-3, and the Canucks, Vancouver Canucks, 13-7-4. And that's just running down a few of the top 3 in each conference in the divisions. Right now, it's still early as far as that goes with hockey. But we'll try to keep you informed with it a little bit. And Hopefully, one of these weekends we'll get our hockey guy on here.
I know. He told me to text him early in the morning. He said give him the what you call it early because he said he was sleeping when I texted him.
Yeah, he was in bed. I couldn't believe it. He said from Thanksgiving Day and a couple of days he had family in. He said he was wore out. So we'll give him the pass on that one.
Yep.
Anything else you want to mention there with hockey?
Nah, not really.
Any women's NBA news?
No.
All right, going to the NBA. We'll run over some scores from last night. All right, get it up here. Computer's going crazy. All right, from last night, you had the 76ers pulling off a win, but they beat the Hornets 110 to 104. You had the Cavaliers putting it on the Wizards, 118 to 87. The Wizards have only won 2 games on the year.
That is bad.
Yeah, and you got the Sixers with 5. So, you got the Bucks beating Pistons 128 to 107. You got the Knicks over the Magic 121 to 106. It looks like your Knicks are starting to win a little bit. They're 13 and 8.
Yeah.
And the Magic was 15. They're 15 and 8. So maybe the Knicks will be getting it together for you. You had the Raptors over the Pacers 122 to 111. The Thunder all over the Jazz 133 to 106. And what has happened to the Jazz? They're 4 and 17.
I know. That's like they're I don't know what's happening in this league, period. It's just like the teams that we used to think that were good, they ain't good no more.
No, they're not. You had the Suns beating the Spurs 104 to 93. And then the Nuggets topped over the Warriors 119 to 115. You know, you got Curry. He had 24 points, 7 boards, 11 assists. You had Jokic with 38 points, 10 boards, and 6 assists. Now, here's the thing now. We'll look at the standings here in a minute. Now you're starting to see some of those, you know how the West was real strong?
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to see them starting to pull together like the East. We'll run up because you got the Warriors at 12 and 8. You got the Nuggets at 11 and 8. Actually, the Nuggets started coming back up, started as far as winning. But when you look at the records, Kings beat the Rockets.
But you got to look at the Nuggets being 11 and 8. If they was in the East, they're like in the middle of the pack. They're about 4 or 5.
Yeah, but they started out with a losing record. If you remember.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they did come. They bounced back.
Yeah, they bounced back because they started out losing record because they was all talking about what happened to the Nuggets. And I'm like, man, you're just like 6 games into the season. What do you mean what happened to them? You had the Kings over the Rockets 120 to 111, and the Clippers over the Trailblazers 127 to 105. Let me run over some games tonight. It's going to be played. 7:30, you got the Pistons and the Celtics. Celtics should have that pretty easy. You got the Pacers and the Nets playing at 7:30. The Lakers are in Miami playing the Heat, LeBron's old team. You got the Magic and the 76ers. That's probably going to be a slaughter. That's in Philly.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be. Oh.
And then the Hawks and the Bucks play at 8 o'clock in Milwaukee. And then at 10:30, you've got the Timberwolves playing the Clippers. And the Clippers are started out pretty good this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 14 and 9 right now. But like you said, it's still early. And I'm going to run these standings. Here we are in the Eastern Conference. You still got the Cavaliers up top, but not by much. They have dropped 3 now. What happened to them? They're sliding.
Yep.
They're 19 and 3. Boston Celtics are 17 and 4. You got Orlando Magic 15 and 8. The Knicks is 13 and 8. Milwaukee 11 and 9. And then the Hawks at number 6 spot is 11 and 11. Then over here in the West, you've got Oklahoma. Then see, watch this. You got the Oklahoma City Thunder at 16-5, and then this is what I was talking about. Houston Rockets are 15-7. Dallas 14-8. Memphis 14-8. Clippers 14-9. The Suns are 12-8. Golden State, now they've done dropped down to 7th when Golden State was up there near the 34th.
Right.
They're 12-8. The Nuggets has came up from the bottom. They're in the 8th spot at 11-8. The Lakers in the 9th spot at 12-9, and then the San Antonio's 11-10.
Wow, Lakers is at 9 at 12-9.
Yeah,
That wouldn't make the playoffs in the West, but in the East at 12-9, they'd be like what, 6? At least 6.
yeah.
5.
So now you're starting to see these top teams start to lose over here in the West. And then we'll talk
because
about.
remember Dallas was at the bottom and Dallas bounced back. You said they like 3rd or 4th?
Yeah, Dallas. So that's the thing. Dallas is 3rd now. Remember, Dallas and Denver both started at the bottom.
Yep, they did.
But like you and me talked about with Dallas, you got Luka. It was like, what's happening there? I mean, was it Luka out? Yeah, Luka was out a few games. That's the reason they were losing. I forgot to mention that. Luka was out. He wasn't playing. So then they started winning with Luka out on the bench. I don't know if he's still out or not. But yeah, they're back up there. And let's see if I can't find out. Let's if Luka was still out or not. But man, hey, I didn't realize how loaded that team is in Dallas.
Oh yeah, they're pretty loaded.
They
added Clay to that too.
They got Clay and Clay. Who else they got? Not Kyrie Irving. Who
They got Irving, but
they got Kyrie Irving. They got Kyrie Irving. They're just loaded. Even
that guy Lively, he's pretty good.
I'll say this: even with Luka, if Luka had to sit, that team could still compete.
Oh yeah.
I thought I'm overlooking something here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Now Luka's back in. He played. Luka had 37 points, 12 boards, and 4 assists. So he's back on the floor. We knew between them and Denver, they couldn't stay down too long, not with the talent they got. But they're moving back up. They're moving back up in the standings. It's like I said, the NBA season is so long. You just got to take it by game by game. So you had them Warriors start out with the hot streak. Now they're starting to skid some games. Let's see. Then right here's some news. The Suns, Kevin Durant leads the win with a sprained left ankle. That guy stays hurt all the time.
He does.
Let's see who else. Let's see here. Any other news? Some of the mention.
I was looking into how they do that NBA Cup, and it's like I started looking at the brackets, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think the cup is for losing teams. The teams that okay, you'll have a shot at the cup, but you won't have a shot at the playoffs. Because remember, I think last year is when they first started it.
And guess who won it?
The Lakers.
And guess who put a banner up in there? And they put a banner up. They won the cup there in L.A. You really done something. An in-game tournament. I mean, an in-season tournament. I'm like, what is this? This is, like you said, just like you mentioned, this is a tournament for the losers. They can hang a banner up in their auditorium at their stadium.
I know. And the thing that makes me mad and I'm scared about, I was like, is this coming up for the losers? Because my Knicks got the number 1 seed. They in the East in Group A, got Knicks, then got Magic. Then the 3rd seed is the Sixers. And then after that, it's the Nets and the Hornets. Sixers, Nets, and Hornets ain't winning. And then you got in Group B, you got the Bucks is leading that division. They got the number 1 seed in that. Then you got Pistons, Heat, Raptors, Pacers, all losing teams. Then you go to Group C, you got the Hawks is leading. Then followed by the Celtics, the Cavs, the Bulls, and Wizards. Bulls and Wizards ain't doing nothing. So I don't know how this. I just don't know what to say about this cup thing.
And the thing is, LeBron, if you looked at him last year when they won it, you thought he won another NBA title. It's crazy. Anything else you want to mention with the NBA?
Nah, I think I'm good on that.
I do see this here. It said Millsap retires after 16 seasons. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
I did not see that.
He's
He must have got hurt and it's like giving it up, or they was gonna cut him, so he retired. I don't know.
All right, let's see here. I guess we'll be moving right on along with football. We got our picks and everything to do. Got a lot of news. We ain't forgetting nothing, are we, before we move on?
No, we touched on NBA. I ain't see anything. Did you see any Major League Baseball moves? I didn't see any.
Let's see here. I'll click on. Let's see what we got as far as baseball going. I don't think so right now. Only thing you got Soto. He's nearing his decision on free agency. Other than that, right now I think everything. That's about it right now. I guess that's about it. You got some small signings that are going on right now, or extensions for some different teams and stuff like that. Chapman for Red Sox agreed on 1-year deal. The Cubs, Boyd agreed to a 2-year deal, $29 million. So nothing, just a few things here and there. All right, we move on to some college football.
Cool beans.
We got some stuff to talk about.
Oh, yes, we do.
All right, first, I'll mention our picks last week. And I think this is going to be the first time this year I've took you on both the college and the NFL picks. So we better write this down because this ain't going to happen ever again, probably. In our college picks, you went 20-9. I went 21-8. We mentioned that Marshall James Madison game. Marshall ended up coming back to win that 35, I think, to 33. That was one of the games that was going on when we was doing our live. So was the Texas game and Texas Tech. Texas took that 17-7. And now we'll mention what games we got going on. It's this championship weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what just happened here. Some ad popped up. I hate ads.
I hear you.
And here we go. Right now, this is what the slate of games we got going on Friday, December the 6th at 8 o'clock p.m. You'll have 20 UNLV playing number 10 Boise State in the Mountain West Championship. So, I tell you what I'm going to do on this.
I'm going Boise.
You're going Boise, and I'm going UNLV.
Ooh.
I'm hoping Boise. I'm going to tell you this. All right, and I'm going to tell you why. All right. They got Boise jumping over the Big 12 teams for the playoff. That's one of your top dogs.
Right.
How in the world could they be jumping from the Mountain West, jumping the Big 12 on some teams? All right. Yeah, they win that. Yeah, they should get in the playoffs. But you should never over jump them other power conferences when it comes to your top 4 slots. Your top 4 should go to the Big 12. One for the Big 12 gets a bye. The SEC gets a bye. ACC gets a bye, and the Big 10 gets a bye. The rest of these other conference, you get your buy-in to play in the playoffs. Plain simple. Unless you're a Boise State team that's went and beat Alabama or beat a Georgia, beat 2 of the top big schools, okay, you can get a bye. But I'm going to bring this up right here. Let's see who Boise's played. Okay. All right, this is their schedule starting out. This is who they have played. Georgia Southern, Oregon. Now here I will give them this. They played Oregon the second week of the season, though.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to Oregon 37-34 early on in the season. Now they played this Oregon team now. I don't think it's going to be that close.
Oh yeah, they get killed.
And then, all right, here's the rest of their schedule: Portland State, Washington State, Utah State, Hawaii, UNLV, who they beat 29-24, San Diego State, Nevada, San Jose State, Wyoming, Oregon State, and now they're playing UNLV in the championship. So out of that schedule, besides Oregon, which they played them, I mean, here's what will happen. If just say they put them as one of the 4 teams to get a bye over the Big 12, you'll see them knocked out the first round.
Oh yeah.
They get that bye. So whoever they play next is going to knock Boise out of those top four, if they do it that way. That's what's projected as of right now. And I'll get back to this UNLV team here after we run down some other picks here. All right, now over in the American Athletic Championship, you have Tulane playing Army. Army's 24th in the country. Tulane is not ranked. They're 9-3. I'm going to go with Army. I don't know. I'm hoping they can pull it off. I don't know if they will.
I'm going to go Army too. And the reason why I'm going Army is Tulane let me down last week.
And let's see if Army may have played Tulane. Excuse me. Let's look at the Army's schedule here. And here's the thing. Now, Army beat a Temple team. Temple is not a slouch team usually. Temple's right there. They beat them 42-14. They beat Rice 37-14. But no, they have not played Tulane on their schedule. So we'll see what happens. And then on next weekend, they play Navy, the Army-Navy game. Which you know what? I probably only watched 5 minutes of one years ago. It's hard for me to watch that game. If you like running and you don't like passing, that's the game for you. But it's not your traditional football, and it's hard to watch. All right, here we go. Get to the Big 12. We'll go ahead and do our picks, and then I'm going to pick this Big 12 apart. You got Iowa State's playing Arizona State in the Big 12 championship. I'm going to go Arizona State on this.
Really? I thought you was going to pick the same. I was going Iowa.
All right, you're going to go Iowa. And let me mention the Big 12 here. Deion's team in Colorado Buffs got shafted on this ordeal, I think. Okay. The thing is, what they used was the difference between leaving them out and putting Iowa in was because Colorado got beat by Kansas and Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Iowa got beat by Kansas, but they beat Kansas State last weekend. So I think, and see, that's the thing now. You got so many of these teams It's in a conference, so everybody can't play each other
Right.
to have that tiebreaker. Um, I think I think Colorado was left out intentionally because I mean, really nobody likes the hype of Colorado.
That's true.
So, um, hopefully they put them in the playoffs. They deserve to be in the playoffs. I doubt they will. You know who their bowl projection is? This is just a projection right now, and this is a slap in the face. They're projected to play BYU in the bowl game. That's another Big 12 team. Why in the
Yep.
world would you schedule for a bowl game? Your bowl games is not supposed to work like that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's supposed to go to other conferences. Now, once you get to the playoff system, that's going to be totally different then. Because they're going to put the majority of the playoff teams is going to be SEC teams. So they're going to be playing each other again. But to be a bowl game, but that's just a projected who they're going to play. But to me, like I said, that's a bunch of garbage if that's the case. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, they got to do something better with the better system. But at the start of the season, nobody thought in the Big 12 this was going to be your Big 12 championship. It was
That's
K.
true.
It was K State. It was Oklahoma State, maybe Kansas, and none of that
Ask
happened.
Utah. They thought they were supposed to be there.
Yeah, and then the Utah fans, yeah, Utah was supposed to run it. Utah was up there too. They finished at the bottom of the pack. All right, your next game, the SEC, Georgia and Texas. Texas is going to win this.
Yeah, Texas is gonna slaughter them.
I hope Texas wins big. You know everything's big in Texas, so
Uh
you gotta have a big win. Go big or go home. And I hope they put them like beat by Georgia by 20.
huh.
Hopefully, well, I'd give them a 3. I mean, they're still, like I said, they're going to keep all those SEC teams in there no matter what. All right, here's another slaughter. Going to the Big Ten championship. You've got Penn State and Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon. I think Oregon is gonna kill them boys.
That one could be 20 plus point victory there. I think Oregon over Penn State.
People gonna learn why Penn State. Why I've been saying Penn State is overranked. They got him ranked too high.
Well, here's the thing. They're ranked high, but they're not that good. But Penn State's only lost one game. The only other team that's already undefeated is Oregon, and the rest of the teams have got 2 losses, unless you go with the Boise State. And Boise State can't. I don't think Boise. Well, I don't. Well, Boise State may be able to beat a Penn State, maybe. When it comes down to the size and everything, because that Singleton or Singletary for Penn State, that running back, that dude's a brute. He's a big guy. He kind of reminds me of built, kind of like Derrick Henry. He's a big dude. And then now we got the last, the ACC championship, SMU in Clemson. SMU's 8th in the country. Clemson 17th at 9-3. I don't see Clemson. Well, if Clemson, I guess, would win this, they'd make the playoffs. I think that's only Clemson's hope to get in there.
Yeah.
To win this. SMU's 11-1. I think SMU should be in there, but I'm going SMU to win this.
Yeah, I am too.
So there's our picks as of right now. We got some other news we want to talk about. Those Mountaineers fired Neil Brown.
Yep.
He's on his way out. I'll give him props. He posted to X a farewell. I like the guy personally as a person. He's got integrity and everything else. He's a great guy. I would say that. And everything. He gave props off to the fans, being passionate and everything else, and his players and everything. And he said, pretty much realizing this is a business. It's how it goes. But it was time to move on. It's time to move on. His coaching philosophy Does not work here. I don't think it's going to work anywhere in your Power 5 conferences. I don't. Sorry, it's not. Well, now it's down to, I guess, Power 4 conferences now. But we'll see now. There's all kinds of names surfacing right now. You got Jimbo Fisher, his name. He's a West Virginia native guy. Rich Rod Rodriguez, who coached there before. You got, I'd say, 30%, 40% of the West Virginia fans don't want him back. But as far as the winning side, everywhere he's won except for Michigan. He won at West Virginia in the Big East. Went to Michigan at the time. His offense he ran didn't click in the Big Ten, but now that's what everybody pretty much runs, that spread option. Then he goes to Arizona, gets Arizona back on the map, gets them ranked, takes them a bowl game. Now he's down at Jacksonville or Jacksonville State or somewhere.
Jackson State.
Jackson
where,
State.
He's Dion was there before he went to what you call it. He came in after Dion.
Well, they done made the bowl game the last 2 years. They're bowl eligible, so he's back there. So I'll say this: Rich Rodriguez can coach. The guy can recruit. There was all kinds of speculation. He threw that Pitt game, which cost West Virginia going to the national title game back in 2008, I think it was 2007, 2008. But the thing is, the guy can recruit, he can coach. I see fans, all kinds of West Virginia fans. Well, it's the Neal. We ain't gonna get the players. And now there's some saying, "Well, I'm worried about players leaving. If they leave, it's gonna be like all they gotta do is look at our basketball team." Okay, the players left after they got rid of that intern coach. They left.
Yep.
I mean, down to 2. We had 2 players on the team, the basketball team. They hire the coach they got now, DeVerez, or I don't know. I don't even know his name. To tell you the truth.
I know. I've seen it. Oh no, what the guy? It's weird. It's not your average name.
Well, they got him hired, and guess what? All these players hit the transfer portal and came. Now they're competing. So, yeah, West Virginia's probably going to have some football players leave, but you're going to get some through the portal. That's just the way it goes. As soon as they make that hire. Some fans keep saying Nick Saban, he's a West Virginia guy. Nick Saban's not going to coach. He's done told Pat McAfee. He said he does not want the head coaching job, but he'll try to help out with the program as much as he can.
I know. Remember we was looking at that last night. Who else they said when the clickbait when we was looking at? Like, it's going to be John Gruden.
Well, now they got John Gruden's name, which I don't know how much true that is. John Gruden said he wouldn't mind coaching it, but I don't believe that. Now, let me tell you what. That would be a good move.
It would be a good move. I just wonder, would they be able to afford John Gruden? And if they can, if they do get John Gruden, them tickets we had, them going to be $500 tickets.
They are. And now, here's the thing. You got all kinds of former West Virginia players. Bruce Irvin. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Linebacker for Seattle.
Yep.
All right, you got a Super Bowl ring there in Seattle. He played for West Virginia. He was a linebacker. He went to Twitter and said, I want a shot at the head coaching job. All right. Adaye, he used to play for West Virginia. He's wanting to coach. And here's my thing. And I don't know. I don't know if you talked about it last night. I know I talked about it with some other people. West Virginia does not need a head coach with this being their first time ever coaching.
Yeah.
You don't need that. Put them underneath, like for instance, Bruce Irvin. Give him a linebackers coaching job.
Mm-hmm.
Start them out there. Adaye and all them with cornerbacks or whatever. Put them on the staff. Let them get their feet in the water. Get the experience coaching. I read an article today. It was in the Voice of Motown. They're from Mountaineer. Talking about Warren Baker on his previous hires. All right, he had to come in. He had to hire a women's basketball coach because the one I think retired. All right, so they got to hire there. Look, they're winning. All right. Then he had to get a basketball coach. Well, look, they're winning. And then he had to hire a baseball coach because Maisie retired this past summer. But all his hires has nothing to do. See, the fans is wanting something to do with West Virginia affiliation.
Right.
A native, a player, but none of his hires have been that. So, if you go by his previous hires, that takes Jimbo Fisher out. He's a West Virginia native.
Mm-hmm.
That takes out Rich Rodriguez. He's a native. Not only that, he's coached here before.
Yep.
It takes out all those other names that's up there, except, well, not all of them, except one of the names that's floating around. Guess whose name's floating around?
Who's?
The coach from UNLV, Barry Odom.
Huh. I didn't hear him.
So his name is up there. And when we go back to look, if you look at their record right now, UNLV is 10-2. And Warren Baker has made the comment he wants to hire a coach that's going to stay. He wants to hire a coach that's got a history or a background of winning. So when they talked about Jimbo Fisher, he got fired because I think he was 5-7 from Texas A&M. So you look at his previous, now his all overall record, he's got a winning record there. But
right, it's just his last season was.
I think the two previous seasons was losing seasons. So that takes that there, and then you look at I think that basketball coach is named DeVarez. He had winning seasons. He's from a mid-level college. The basketball coach for the women's and the basketball coach from the men's is from a middle-level college.
Okay.
So, would you put UNLV as mid-level?
No.
So, see, you got to look at these things like that. So, we'll see what happens. They do have Nick Saban up there, supposedly supposed to be helping out with the program. We'll see what happens when they get that hire done, which I figured they'll be getting that hire done in the next week or two, because that helps with your recruits. Because today just started National Signing Day for high school, for college.
Yeah.
So you want to get that coach in there so you can get his recruits in, and then let the transfer portal do what it's going to do, and just go from there. But that's what we got. And I'm getting tired of seeing these Mountaineer fans. I'm telling you, man. Some of y'all Mountaineer fans, and it's got to be from the north. We live in the southern part of the state, and we're different from y'all northern folks. I don't know, man. I don't know if the air's thinner up there. Some of y'all stinking, man. It just don't make sense. I'm just going to say that. It just don't make sense. But we'll see what happens there. And let's see here if there's any more news there in. All right. I guess that's it right now for college. We done got our picks in, and we'll get into the NFL unless you got something else you want to mention there.
No, we didn't touch on everything in college. I really wanted to go over that WVU hire. So the potential hires, the things that the people say they're going to get.
Hopefully next week we'll be talking about a hire and who they hired.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into NFL. This past week, I went 15-1. You went 13-3. So we done pretty good on our picks. We'll go ahead and get our picks out of the way, and then we'll talk a little bit of football. Let's get on here. Oh, no, it's supposed to be NFL. All right, we got a game this Thursday night. It's a big one. I hope it pans out better than the previous weeks of Thursday night games. You got the Packers and Lions in Detroit. Now, here's my thing. What Lions team is going to show up? Is it the Lions team that showed up to play the Bears? Because if so, they're going to lose to the Packers.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what happens. It should be a good game. I'm going Lions.
I'm going Lions too. I just hope the one weakness that we got to worry about that nobody ever thinks about that's on the Lions team is Dan Campbell. He will gamble and do something stupid. Instead, you can take a field goal and you can take the lead. No,
Just
we want to go
for
for 4th and 1 or 4th and 3 and try to get the down, and then they don't make it.
Go 4th and 1 out of the shotgun and hand it off.
Exactly.
All right. Here's the battle of the worst teams of the NFL. The 2-10 Jaguars and the 3-9 Titans. I'm gonna go to Titans on this.
I think they'll go 4-9 now. Go Titans.
Because Trevor Lawrence is out.
Oh no, they say he's supposed to come back this game.
A concussion? After concussion? I doubt it. There's no way.
They were saying he was coming back. Maybe he ain't.
I don't see him coming back. There's no way. That dude got laid out. Did you see that? Did you see the play?
I didn't see it.
It was a cheap shot. He was sliding, and Alshire.
Oh yeah, I did see that. He was sliding a dude, hit him anyway.
In
They
the head,
threw a penalty on it, but
yeah, he got fined. He got fined a bunch of money, and then was that you was telling me that he's suspended for 2 or 3 games?
No, but I seen it. I didn't know he got suspended.
I don't know. I hadn't looked that up. I was told they needed suspending for like 6 games.
Ooh,
they need to, because that was a cheap shot. I mean, and I was told that he's been known to do that with quarterback sliding. But I mean, that was as dirty as it gets.
Yeah,
I don't care how he said after he watched the video, he said it was dirty, but he knew it was dirty when he was doing it. I'm sorry. I mean, you knew he was sliding, and he didn't let up. He went full speed. So that's the stuff you don't need in the NFL right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was giving himself up, and that's the reason why they've been doing what they've done with these these rules. All right, got the Jets and the Dolphins. The Dolphins is going to win this.
Yep.
I don't know if the Jets will win ever another game. The Falcons and the Vikings. I'm going Vikings. They're playing in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings on this one.
I'm thinking the Bucs is going to win.
But see, here's the thing. I don't know. Kirk Cousins come back to play his old team in Minnesota. I still think I'm going to Vikings.
The Saints and the G-Man.
Oh, that's easy. Saints.
And here's the thing with Saints. They do not have, his name doesn't slip my mind, Taysom Hill. He's out for the season.
Oh, man.
Taysom Hill is out for the season. He with his knee, ACL. So I'm still going Saints. G-Man or Saints?
Saints. You know I can't go with Dable. I'm trying to get him fired.
And here's a slaughter for the making. Well, I say that, but they have played 2 close games the last 2 weeks. The Eagles and the Panthers. Let me hear you say it. Say it.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles. I just get the Panthers. They don't give you no faith. But I tell you what, I will secretly in spirit be going for the Panthers the whole time.
Not me. Not after that experience I had a couple weeks ago.
I hear you.
I hope they lose every game. The Browns and the Steelers. At Pittsburgh. Did you not see the shootout the other night in Denver?
Uh-huh.
The Browns should have won that if they didn't throw them interceptions.
I know, I was like, but then again, I'm sitting there thinking, I was thinking that Jameis Winston was going to be the quarterback for him next year, but you can't have him. How do you throw 2 pick sixes in the same game? 2 pick sixes.
But man, let's see what happens. Jerry Jeudy went off in that game.
Oh yeah, he did.
All right, here we go. You got the next one. The Raiders, the 2-10 Raiders, playing the Bucks in Tampa. Buccaneers are going to win that. Seattle Seahawks and the Cardinals at Arizona. The Seahawks lead that division at 7-5. I'm going Seahawks with that.
I think I'm gonna go Seahawks too.
The Bills and the Rams.
Bills.
The Bills are, I think, going to win. I need the Bills to lose one more game.
I tell you what, if you need them to lose one more game, this one's probably about close.
Let's see real fast what their schedule is. I'm looking, keeping close on time. Let's see what their schedule looks like for them to lose. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. There's only one shot of them losing. That's next weekend. They play the Lions at Detroit. That's their only shot because they got the Rams this weekend, the Lions, then the Patriots, then the Jets, then the Patriots.
Oh yeah, Patriots and Jets ain't doing it.
So I need them to lose one more to give a little bit of cushion. But man, our the Chiefs' schedule on the back end, it's not the easiest. All right, both of us got the Bills there. All right, here we go. The Bears and the 49ers.
Oh, man.
All right. The Bears do not have – they got a new coach. The 49ers were out. McCaffrey and Mason, both of them are out for the season. 49ers have got hit by the injury bug all year. They're playing in San Francisco. I'm going 49ers, though.
I'm going Bears. I can't count on the 49ers for nothing.
And then Monday night. No, I'm telling you wrong. This is Sunday night. Sorry. Sunday night. And it's going to be a tough one. The Chargers are playing in Arrowhead.
I'm going Chiefs.
I'm going to keep my streak going up. I'm going Chargers.
Ah!
I'm going Chargers. Because let me tell you this schedule for the Chiefs is getting ready to get a little tough. All right.
It's going to get tough. But here's the thing with the Chargers. I watched them last week when they played. They played them? Who did they play? I forgot. But they had all those drop balls, and I was really counting on them to win that game. And it's just like, you guys don't know. It's like Jim Harbaugh was there for the first time or something. That's how they played. Like they just met him that day, and they got those plays that day.
The thing is with me with the Chiefs offense, they look horrible.
They do. As far as the offense, I don't know why Mahomes is not using his gifts, but like you said, they probably was saving Worthy for the playoffs because they're gonna have all kinds of stuff they ain't did all year. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But I don't know. It's just like for some strange reason he does not throw that. And I know that, like Worthy has done some rookie mistakes, It's like,
well, here's the remaining schedule for the Chiefs. And which now, when this came out, the start of the season, I thought the Browns would be better than what they are. I did. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect the Browns to be the Browns of old. So after this weekend, they got the Chargers this weekend. Then next weekend, they're at Cleveland. They're playing the Browns. That's probably going to be a snow game like this previous.
Yeah.
Then they go. Then the Texans come to Arrowhead to play on the 20. The
CJ
20.
Stroud is in that sophomore slump. He's not producing like he was producing last year.
Then on Christmas Day they go to Pittsburgh.
That would be a tight game.
That
Pittsburgh won.
I think that'll be a loss there. So here's the thing: if the Chiefs can get by the Chargers, they can win this weekend. They'll beat the Browns. They'll beat the Texans. They're going to lose to the Steelers in Pittsburgh. And then they got to go to Denver to play the Broncos to round out the last game of the season.
Right.
So that would put them, I'd say they finish, they played 17 games. 15-2 or 14-3 is what the Chiefs are going to finish.
Okay. 15-2 is not bad.
I don't see them winning out, even though there's a lot of people saying that the NFL is scripted and rigged and everything. I don't see them winning out. I hope they get the number 1 seed so they can get that bye. So if they win the first round and they have an AFC championship in Arrowhead, maybe I can get somebody to go with me to the AFC championship game in Arrowhead. That's my next thing on the bucket list, to go to Arrowhead for an AFC championship game.
Right.
All right, now we got a Monday night game at 8:15. You got the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. Guess what? Dallas is 1-5 at home. They got to win at home.
I know.
So they're getting ready. Here it goes. They're getting ready to do their winning streak at home. They're getting ready to win their second game.
Yeah, I'm going for Dallas, but I'm scared on this game because Cincinnati has lost so many consecutive games. It's just that, and then they lost them by just like.
And here's the thing.
It just shows they don't. Cincinnati's problem is their defense.
I'm going to say this, and I know we've looked at it before. I'm going to look at it again. I know we've looked at it previously. I think it was on the live, just throwing it out there. All right, they got the Bengals. They play the Panthers next week. That's a win.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Buccaneers. That's at Dallas. They go to Philly. They ain't winning that one. And then they got the Commanders at home for the last game of the season. I'm going to say this, and it's a long shot. Well, I ain't going to say it's a long shot because the Eagles could set some of their players because it's the second to last game of the year. Eagles are going to have it wrapped up for their division, and they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Eagles will be in the playoffs. There's no stopping that right now.
All right, and right now, here's your division right now. Philly is 10-2. Washington's 8-5. And y'all 2 games behind Washington at 5-7. Let me say this. I think Washington's on a skid. I think y'all will beat Washington in Dallas. If they can win out, they can make the playoffs. 10-7.
Yeah, that's true, but that's the thing. I can't see them winning out.
They done beat the Commanders once at Washington. So all they got to do is get by the Bengals, get by the Eagles, and win them other games. Then they're in the playoffs. And who would have thought?
I know, right?
And then Jerry Jones would come out and say, "See, I told you so."
Exactly. He sure would be like, I knew what I was doing the whole time. I told you we didn't need them people. We just and they'll get in the playoffs and very first playoff game get put out as usual.
All right, let's see. I don't know why I should be going home now. Oh, because it is home. Dallas home. trying to see here if there's any other news. We're about done with this episode. It's went really fast again.
Yep, we got about 5 minutes.
Okay, here it is. Update. Alshear suspended 3 games after Lawrence's hit, so he was suspended 3 games.
Okay.
So he should have, and he does it again. We're going to do a 3-strike rule. He does it again, then you do him 6 games. The third time, you're out of the league. I mean, it's that simple. Let's see. Anything else here, Holgram? Let's see. I think it's about it. We done mentioned the McCaffrey and Mason out. And I guess this is Trent Williams, their lineman for the 49ers.
Yeah, his newborn died.
Yeah, his newborn. They had a stillborn. I hate to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's. I mean, I hate to hear that for anybody. All right, if that's all, you got anything else?
I don't have anything else.
All right. Like we always do at the end of each episode, if you're thinking about harming or hurting yourself, you can dial the quick number. It's 988, and you can press 1, and they'll get you in contact to the people you need to talk to get you the help you need. Or you got the veteran. That's the Veterans Crisis Line. It's 1-800-273-8255. Give that number a call if you're thinking about hurting yourself or someone else. Or also, if you're a veteran out there, go to your local VA medical center. Go to the ER. Tell them you need some help, and they'll get you in contact to the resources that you need to get the help you need. But don't be afraid to take that step. Ask for the help. The resources out there. I see a lot of people out there. I mean, it's not veterans, and maybe some veterans don't know. Well, they say, well, we need to get our vets help and resources. Well, it's there. Beans and I can tell you because we work at a VA medical facility. The help is there. The help is there for the homeless.
Yes, it is.
It's there. They say, well, we need to help our homeless vets. I mean, the VA medical center has the resources there if those veterans choose to do so. There's a lot of veterans that don't want it. I mean, they've come out and said they like living off the streets because they don't like the responsibilities of paying bills and stuff like that. That's their choice. To me, I'd rather be in a warm house.
I hear you.
But
especially like these days.
Man, especially like today, it feels like it's in the single digits, but it's actually like 19, 18 out there. But the thing is, the resources is there for homeless vets. If you're someone out there maybe hearing this somehow, or you're on your phone listening to this and you don't have a place to go, the VA Medical Center has resources out there. So don't be afraid to utilize it. Don't be afraid to ask help. And they got food banks. I know our VA does a food bank once a month to help veterans for food. And this don't have to be homeless veterans. This could be low income vets that's struggling to make ends meet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They don't check no income. They just come in. You go in there, fill the paperwork out, your name or whatever, get you on the list, and then I think every year you got to refill it to keep it going. And they don't ask questions. You come there once a month on the day they do it. They hand you the box of food, and you go on your way.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to utilize it. Anything else, Beans?
That's about it.
All right. Like you all have a great week. The rest of your week. We'll see you at 9 o'clock live Saturday night. Y'all have a good one and stay safe.